on GTV with Bart and Andy. We have one of our favorite guests, Geoff Bontrager, with us this morning from Northwest. Welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm glad I am your favorite.
I said
I won't let anyone else know
I
that.
said one of our favorites.
I just had to point that out. Yeah.
I've been waiting for someone to bring Hinckley's
I've
Donuts
been
in.
waiting for someone to bring me anything.
I bet.
You
I
know?
bet there's.
No one wants to give anyone anything anymore.
I know. Do you remember the
Yeah.
days when I used to bring many good goodies and trinkets in, and now no one touches or
I'll touch
shakes
the
hands. I mean, do you still find that I still catch myself where, I'm a handshaker, a hugger, and it's so strange, and it does make you wonder, even when we get a vaccine and so on, will we ever get back to what used to be normal?
Yeah. We had Sarah Soper, your teacher of the year. And,
Teacher of the
and
year.
When she left, she went to shake our hand, and it was
Yes.
the first time that had happened to us. And we're like, and she's like, I haven't been out of the house.
Right,
So
right.
it is weird. But obviously, Sarah, a great point of pride.
Many teachers of the
look
year.
at all these teachers of the year.
Yeah, I'm just brimming with pride, to be honest with you. If there's such a thing as being a proud papa type thing, it's I love it. It's with 7 of the top 10 teachers in Jackson Magazine right there, just rock stars, and then Sarah Soper, the Region 8 Michigan Department of Education Teacher of the Year. It just gives you an example of, from all of our teachers, Marnie Haid, the Jackson Magazine Teacher of the Year. I could go on and on, but they just do a great job of representing the many other programs that are just phenomenal. And that's what's weighs heavy on my mind. I feel like over the course of the last 8 years, we've just done some phenomenal things and put together some great programs and so on. And that's obviously you guys talk about COVID-19 15 hours a day, and that's what's so tough about it, is everything is unknown. If we knew that we had to, quote, weather a storm for 2 months or 3 months, and you knew things could get back to normal, there's a lot of resolve. But this is what's been so tough. I know for you guys, everyone. I mean, anybody in business schools, go right down the line, because it all comes back to. I was listening to an interview with Tim Rogers you guys had, but it really goes back to the fact that you have to generate income. And when all your restaurants and bars and hotels and when all that is closed, along with the sales tax and so on, it's tough. But
Yeah, in fact, yesterday the chair of the Senate committee that's in charge of the funding for schools said, get ready for some major cuts, and he was saying it could be as much as a 25% cut per pupil funding for school districts. That's got to be devastating just to even think about that.
it is, and we've heard from all over the board, because there's, we have no idea if there's going to be any type of a stimulus package for K-12 schools. If you go straight off of the numbers from the revenue, loss of revenue, and then a trickle down effect, it really depends on how much, if they're going to go across the board or not. But I'll give you an idea for us. When you talk about a 25% cut, this could decimate many of the smaller schools, because to give you an idea, for us, if it was $800 per pupil cut, we're talking over $3 million in our normal yearly operating budget.
And that's a 10%
reduction.
cut.
Yeah. So, to give to numbers at about a 10% cut. Yeah. So it's challenging, and the other piece of that is that there's different avenues to get to that reduction. I don't know one of them that's a pretty avenue to get to that reduction. And as we know, it all comes down to, with organizations like as big as ours, our budgets was about $37 million a year. That could go anywhere from pay reductions to massive cuts in staffing and so on. But the thing that troubles me is that we've worked so hard to build up these over and beyond programs to help kids to get ready for the real world job force. But what's on everybody's mind is does this mean it's going back to just core subjects, period? Who knows? But all I know is we're going to do everything we can at Northwest to, keep the wheels on the bus, so to speak, and to be as normal as possible, I guess, would be the best way to put it. So.
Yeah, and the challenge too is the state typically wants to have that budget, which goes into effect October 1st, ready for schools by July 1. So it's likely a lot of decisions will have to be made when there's just not enough information to make that decision. Those decisions.
And that's tough. As you know, you're spot on. June 30th or before, we have to put forth our preliminary budget, and that's a preliminary budget based on about everything under the sun that we don't know. We're not going to know exactly what the per pupil cut is. We're not going to know if there's any stimulus money coming. We're not going to know what school looks like. That's all over the map too, from totally online and distance learning, meaning the packets and so on for kids who don't have access, to where a possible hybrid program. There's been talk about kids come every other day.
Have you measured classrooms yet, Geoff?
Not
you personally.
In about a 900 square foot, you could, depending on how it's arranged, you could get 12 kids in, 15 at the most.
At a 6 foot distance.
Right.
Yeah. Isn't that just crazy that we're even talking about
It
that?
is crazy. And but I look at the rollout plan, and I just hope and pray we get a vaccine fairly soon. That is not going to solve all the problems right away, but that'd be a step. And then if we can hit that curve, that, what is it, 60% curve of infection, for lack of better terms. Yeah, and the bottom line is, like you guys have spoken to time and time again, it's about getting the economy rolling. It just affects everyone, and except for there are a few businesses that have changed gears and are doing very well. But by and large, as we all know, it's every day is it like Groundhog's Day every day? I wake up.
It's the third month of March.
Yeah, I wake up and it's like, wow, is this for real? But yes, but we do have some neat things happen. We're trying to end the year, for our seniors, and we're doing some neat things in trying to, some of the things that we did in person, with like the coffee house.
Yeah, virtual coffee house. Tell us a little bit about.
What do you think of that?
I like coffee.
Right.
So I mean, I can handle that.
The only trick is with this coffee house is you have to make it yourself.
Yeah, I could do that.
Right.
I could sit in on
It's like the
this.
people talking about virtual happy hours. It's a little different twist
Yeah.
on it,
Yeah.
but
That's
so
cool.
it's a neat thing, and I appreciate our band and choir programs have done a very nice job. Our band program just had their awards night, and choir's going to this week, and it's you do what you can do. What's everybody going to do though when we can actually meet in person and
Just hug.
yeah, just hug it out.
I don't know. It'll be interesting.
You know that saying, just hug it out.
Yeah, it's interesting. Have you guys decided on kind of a senior send-off or a little makeshift graduation or anything like that yet?
We're working through it. Our philosophy is And again, districts are all over the map, but I think we really need to wrap things up before the end of June.
Sure.
We have kids going into the military, going to college, and I just think by the time August hits, are we going to be able to do? I can't imagine putting 2,000-3,000 people into a stadium together
Sure.
At that point either. Mm-hmm. So what we're looking at doing is having everything in the month of June, and it will be. It will really. It could be everything from straight virtual to what we're hoping for if our restrictions get loosened a little bit. What we're hoping for is the parents and the kids to be able to walk across the stage, and parents give the diploma, and then us filming it, so that it was kind of a quasi. But again, I mean, it seemed with you guys, isn't it interesting that everything that we do takes so much thought and planning and so on, because we just we've never done it before. So, but yeah, we're excited to do, and it's like we have talked to many of the seniors. It's not going to be like a normal celebration. However, on the positive note, we are going to celebrate. So that's where that's at.
You're someone who's around all the kids all the time. I wonder how that's been for you, and not just during the day. You're at every sporting event that was going on. You were super busy with that. I mean, that was your schedule. I mean, that for the last 8 years. How are you adjusting to your new schedule? It's okay to say you don't like it.
How can I say this in a positive vein? I can't stand it.
Yeah.
It is just, it just, March 13th, it just completely flipped the schedule. And, it's not unusual for me to be on anywhere from 4 to 7 Zoom meetings. And how that works is you're in one place and you walk to the restroom and back to have another meeting. But I just miss being normal. I mean, I miss going places and for meetings, and I tell you, it has been a very reflective time, I think, for all of us. The how much we miss what used to be normal, and I just hope for the most part, we can at some point get back to that normal. Even being at the chamber board,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a business meeting, but have some breakfast and get to
hang out, and
chat with
shake hands.
people like you, there, Andy, and you remember those days, Bart,
I
right?
do, yeah.
But yeah, the virtual again,
It's not the same.
It's not the same,
Yeah.
but.
Well, we're excited for you guys to get back just as you are, and we're looking forward to having you back, and we'll definitely be following along with your senior graduation and send-off for them.
That sounds great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
And I tell you what, in this Teacher Appreciation Month, I have to say once again, our teachers are just top-notch. I'm very, very proud of our entire school district, but specifically for Teacher Appreciation Month, they've done a phenomenal job.
We are?
Northwest.
Go.
Mounties.
Thanks, Geoff. Northwest Superintendent Geoff Bontrager. The morning show continues after this.